How often should women check for breast cancer, and how should they check their breasts to do this?
I think they should just be aware that there's the possibility that they could be the 1 in 8. There's 1 in 8 women in this country will develop the disease during their lifetime. So it's a question of don't hold things back, particularly in these difficult times when access to healthcare might have been restricted, but present with your symptoms and don't be afraid. You know, we're getting better at this all the time, so there's no need to be afraid.
You dedicated your professional life to fighting this disease. Why?
Well, I suppose, like anything in life, you get inspired. And I was inspired by some of the people I first started working for to pursue this particular avenue of interest. I always wanted to be a surgeon, but breast surgeon appealed because it has a humanity to it. It touches every part of society. And, you know, with more than 50,000 new breast cancers a year in the UK, everybody knows somebody who's had it. And so it's so common, it is of interest. And these are young people who need to be got right. So it's been a pleasure and a privilege. And please remember that breast surgery was part of general surgery. And I think it was a little bit looked down upon as being not very interesting and rather easy. I think we've solved that myth.
Won all sorts of accolades and awards. Were you surprised at the way that you've been celebrated in this way?
Well, it's always nice to see that hard work is rewarded, but let me say, no accolades, no research can ever go forwards if you don't have, first of all, wonderful patients, wonderful ladies of all shapes and sizes who needed attention. And you also need a wonderful team around you of people who are conspicuous because they're up front, and those who are inconspicuous because they provide the support behind the scenes. And without that, it wouldn't have happened. So, you know, it's quite ironic. There was an obituary in the newspapers last week of Professor Sir Patrick Forrest. Is a great pioneer of breast screening. And without breast screening, none of these things would have happened, because it was through breast screening that not only made women come forward, but it helped to totally reorganize the way that teams were arranged. And we came out of the clutches of general surgery and into our own specialty.
You introduced the treatment from the USA into the UK for breast cancer. Can you tell me about it and how it actually works?
Yes, let me first of all say I wasn't the only one to introduce it. I was part of a group of very interested surgeons who took it on board. But basically, in the older days, people had lymph nodes removed from their armpits to find out whether the cancer had spread there or not. That was the only way to find that out. Of course, the downside of that was that you will be well aware that some women got a swollen arm. And once you've got a swollen arm, it can't be alleviated or corrected. So the new technique allowed us to know what was going on in the lymph nodes and at the same time not causing a swollen arm. So it was a fantastic process. And think of it as traveling on a tube in London. You have all these lines and you have all these stations. How do you go? Which way is the right direction? So this technique allowed us to go straight to the key lymph node, the first station on that railway line, with precision, and allowed us to do, if you like, a very low invasive procedure with a low tariff of complication, and at the same time gaining that crucial knowledge to plan individualized treatment.
I think it's amazing, the work that you've done, and it's something very close to my own heart. And I don't think there are many families in the country that haven't been touched by breast cancer. And I can only commend you for your amazing work. Thank you very much.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.